the man on the ceiling. I can feel each turn on a silver mountain. Mama. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just getting up for the third or fourth time. Hi, Christy. Christy and Chris popped in right after another. Good day, you all. Good day. I'm the man on the silver mountain. I love that song. Somebody sent me that song. I think it was playing. I don't watch the news, so I didn't even know the Pope had passed away. And somebody sent me a little video saying the Pope passed away at 88. And I think it was playing The Man on the Silver Mountain. And I'm from that generation, so I heard that song a million times. A million. I was going to do a video yesterday, and I was burnout. Me and Robin went out on the town, and we was drinking 7-Up and coffee and having a wonderful, wonderful time. Hello all. Hello, Kathy, Lisa. And anyway, we got home when the sun was coming up. So me and Robin are both 64 years old. So when we can party like that on non-alcoholic beverages, because trust me, I drink one beer and I'm hungover. I'm like, yeah. But I had a big sty. I walked in and I had the biggest pimple on my eye. It was like, Robin, how come you didn't tell me? So yeah, I got those little diabetic lances and I stuck it in there and got rid of it, but it was getting really big. I get styes a lot. Someone had commented once that said, it's because I use the F word too much. And I was thinking that interview I had with Mel the other day, and it was like, Mel, you give me a freaking sty. And then I got to pop it like a pimple on my butt. If you didn't see that wonderful interview with the Mel Carmaine show, yeah, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just watch the end of it because he proved I'm not the real John F. Kennedy Jr. I am the real John Kennedy Jr. And there's so much deception from these people. You know, there's been a couple of people to come to me and say, hey, I want to help share your story. And then all they do is try to stab you in the freaking back. Yeah, backstabbers. It's huge. That was an ordeal. I've been trained to read people my whole life. A lot of people don't know what I was doing and how I was living my life as David Quigley, but we were trying to find rats. I was the worm on the hook to find rats, to find these rats like people like Mel. Yeah. And the government was being taken over. It's taken over now. It really is, by the cabal. And I'm trying to expose how the cabal works with their child trafficking. Somebody not too long ago said, I would love to see you be a spokesman for child trafficking because I was a victim. I know how they work. I was taught by our Secret Service. I was in the White House being protected by the Secret Service. I know how they work. And a lot of it's not good. So I'm sharing my experiences. I really, really am on what I have learned. But I have listened to people talk. And that's one thing I have programmed. They have programmed. I have programmed to listen to what people say. Yeah, Wayne used to say when we would be talking, and he, we would be talking about really, really powerful people, and Wayne would always say, "That guy's just a pimple on my ass. Like he is nothing." And I picked up on that comment. I've said that comment a few times. Hello, Lions. I'm all over the place this morning, but that's okay because I've had my half a cup of coffee. I've had heart failure, and I'm not even supposed to drink coffee. Sometimes I'll drink a cup of coffee and I'll just stand in the kitchen going, okay, am I going to die today? So, yeah, I even got the half decaf, half real coffee. But I've been drinking coffee. When I was driving truck, I was drinking 2 gallons of coffee every day. I was working my ass off to stay awake to make that money so I could spend that money as fast as I could make it. I thank you so much, Brenda. I thank all you Lions so very much. There's a lot of people that are asleep. A lot of people, we won't mention any names like Mel, but they spread the bullshit. And here's the first thing. If Mel would have read my book, he would have known that people wanted John dead. They wanted his wife dead also. But not only did they want his wife dead, they wanted me dead. That plane crash was to eliminate the story that I'm sharing right now. So John actually was an asshole. He really was. He was a criminal. He was one of the highest members of the cabal. You'll see him with Donald Trump. You'll see him with Epstein. You'll see him with Donald Trump. You'll see Donald Trump with Epstein. It's the cabal. It really is. So he was a badass. They even made him a district attorney. Think about it. The highest member of the cabal, somebody that wanted to be the next John Gotti and run New York City for the mafia. My stepbrother George. That's who he was. And yeah, he was a criminal. But murder's still murder, people. Mary Maxwell, good morning, but I can't talk to you right now. There, let's see. Hi, Mary. I'm right in the middle of a live on YouTube. Bye. She's such a sweetheart. We try to talk to each other. I couldn't figure out how to decline. It didn't come up. Sometimes on my phone it says decline or answer. And Mary Maxwell is a beautiful, beautiful lady. And I was going to hold up her book, but I don't have it. And Mary Maxwell helped me write a book called The Historian's Tale, The Amazing Return of President Kennedy's Son. That is on lulu.com. Now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the plane crash. So anyway, they wanted to eliminate the story. And who is they? Okay, by my knowledge, it was people affiliated with Bill Clinton. Why? Because John committed a murder. He killed another member of the cabal. Now, this is just my guess. I'm just going by what people had said because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to just fill your head full of lies. So this is my information. He was a badass. I already know he was a badass. He stole my identity. But anyway, he was looking for money. Millions and millions of dollars. That's what he wanted. Him and his wife were greedy. They wanted millions and millions of dollars so they could be at the elite and throw money away and look all important. So he unalived a member of the cabal. Well, when you unalive a member of the cabal, you got to remember they're the cabal. You don't do that unless you go to the top and get permission to unalive somebody so you can steal all their money, because all their money is owned by the cabal. So he pissed some people off by unaliving some, especially when somebody like Bill Clinton's having an affair with this person. I mean, he's all in love with that. So when John did that, so him and his wife could have millions and millions of millions of dollars the easy way, they wanted him gone. So here's what I was getting at. John, his wife, and sister are dead. I was there. They wanted me dead also. I survived. Her sister survived. I got her out of the plane, but then she went back. And the plane was going into the ocean in a nosedive. She was in the process of trying to open the door to get her sister out and drowned also. Now, did they strap her back in the seat, our government, to cover things up? Probably so. In that wreckage, they found a quarter. Yes. The mafia was sharing how they work because the cabal puts it right out there. They killed George with a George Washington quarter. That's what they did. They wanted us all gone. Even when the rescue ship came and picked me up after I was in shock, they told the rescue ship to throw me back. That wasn't part of their plans. There was too many people on board that saw me get rescued, that seen them pull my lifeless freaking body out of the ocean because I was in shock and half froze to death from being in the ocean thinking sharks are going to eat my ass all night. Yeah. So when Mel interviews me, and obviously he didn't read my book and obviously didn't hear my story or didn't believe my story because he's been spouting the Q movement bullshit for so fucking long. Oh, God, I feel a sty coming on. I feel that sty because I'm using the cuss words. But right off the get-go, you got to remember, I pay attention to every single word detail. I heard him say, well, we all know John isn't dead. Who's all we? And you know what I used to say when somebody said, we? When they're speaking for themselves, but they use the word we. Now, you got to remember, Mel is a speaker. He has a talk show. He has an audience. So now he's speaking for his own audience, not for me. He's interviewing me. But he said, we all know John is alive. No, we all don't know that. He said that right off. So first of all, he insulted my story right off the get-go. Right off the get-go, people. Because I purposely, I specifically say, I know he's dead. But then the person that's interviewing me pops up and says, we all know John is alive. No, we all don't know John is alive. I know John is dead. When we hit that water so freaking hard, his knees actually went into the freaking dashboard of that plane. And I can tell you, he died arguing with his wife. They were arguing like cats and dogs. Here, we're going to crash. We're going down in the plane, and he is arguing with his wife. His wife's bitching at him. He's bitching back at his wife. That's how he died. Bitching. Yep. So anyway, when Mel came on, the first thing he said is, well, we all know he's alive. Why? Because he pushes that 107 bullshit saying John's going to come back to run with Donald Trump. Now, listen very closely. When people say that, my term, even when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, and people would say, we all know, speaking for themselves, trying to put other people in their shoes, I'd say you got a turd in your pocket. That's what I would say when somebody said we. They use the term we when they're speaking for themselves. Because now he's saying we all know, like I'm part of his we. No.
Here's the article about it that Dan Rather did the news thing on.
That's fine. I ain't got.
Yeah, they could find it under Henry's then.
You can share it with me and I'll share it.
Okay.
So when people say we, They're already trying to add you into them. I don't use the term we because I don't have a turd in my pocket. And what does that term turd in your pocket mean? Basically, it means don't speak for me when you say we. Keep that turd in your pocket. Say, I believe that John is still alive. Don't say, we all know. No, we don't all know, because I'm in that broadcast now. Mel says, we all know John's still alive. No, we don't. So I'm being interviewed. Right there, I wanted to hang up. I did. And so anyway, the next day I came on and explained myself. This man came to me and said, I want to interview you. I want to help get your story out. I got a big audience. Let's get your story out. So he brought me on just to try to prove me wrong. He cannot prove me wrong because I am the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. I was kidnapped. I was replaced. There's so much evidence there. It's huge. So at the end of his video, he said, yeah, I did a good job proving he ain't the real John Kennedy Jr. because he shakes. Well, fuck, Mel, if you've been through half of what I've been through, you wouldn't even be a fucking live, let alone shake. Seriously. And I don't look you in the eye, people. I don't. I had a Hollywood career. My camera's right here, right there. That's my camera. Well, I can't be the real fucking John Kennedy Jr. because I don't look my camera in the eyeball, that little white light. No. Hollywood actors do not look at the camera. They are told you do not look at the camera. It makes the film look fake. Like, you know, there's a camera there. So if you see any good movie, and sometimes they look at the camera just to show you, but you are told not to look at the camera. So I can't be John Kennedy Jr. because I don't look at that fucking camera. That's another thing. Well, good afternoon, Cynthia and Elizabeth. So anyway, if you go to Mel Carmane's interview he did with me at the very end, I hung up on him because I had just had too much bullshit. I'd already taken too much. I'd already read into this man's script that he was trying to prove me wrong. He lied to me. He called me on the phone, said he wanted to help me share my story. He did that. So it's only a half a lie, I guess. But at the end of his video, he said he did a good job proving me I'm a liar. That John Kennedy Jr. is a liar. Well, if Mel's pushing all this bullshit, all these lies about the Q movement, chemtrails, and the currency market, and all this other bullshit, who's a fucking liar here? Me for trying to get the truth out, or him? I try not to lie unless, you know, it's a very good reason to lie. Have I lied? Sure, I'm human. I imagine most of you all have told a lie. But my story is not a lie. My story is to save this country from the takeover of people that spout bullshit. The cabal. Paid members of the cabal. Christy, I don't want to watch it. It'll piss me off. Piss me the fuck off. It really did. Give me a sty in my eye for all the F words that I told. I wonder who put Mel up to it. Well, let me tell you. This is just a guess because I never heard of the man before. Then he called me up, said he wanted to help me. I'm like, he's rambling on the phone. I'm like, who is this? How did you get my phone number? Oh, well, so gave it to me, and I just want to help you get your story out. I'm like, fuck, let's do it. But anyway, so you got a person like Mel, and what is he doing? He's pushing his bullshit straight up. I never heard of this man, but I already just, and I haven't watched one of his videos, but the one that I have done, but I understand he's pushing this money narrative. He sits in a throne. He's pushing his money narrative. He has 107 on his show. Who's 107? Somebody pretending to be the fake John Kennedy Jr. But as far as I know, I won't give these people the time of day because I know the real truth. And I don't need to hear their bullshit how John Kennedy Jr., and if he was, he's the biggest fucking criminal. He belongs in prison for stealing my identity, for laundering millions and millions and millions of dollars with the help of Donald Trump. Yes, millions and millions of Kennedy funds with the help of Donald Trump. So when he says he wants Trump's son to be the next president of the United States, and yeah, they're all the cabal. I already know they're cabal. Secret Service runs them, owns them, tells them what to do. And let me say this right here. I don't give a shit if you believe me or not. To you people that are awake and you can see, that's wonderful. But they have had hater after hater after hater, and they say the same thing. I have had so many comments from people just like Mel. Now, where are they getting this? I can't be the real John Kennedy Jr. because I'd never say fuck. Really? Well, I am the real John Kennedy Jr. I say fuck all the time. That's part of my vocabulary. Shit, damn, pissed, crap. Yeah. I'm the real John Kennedy Jr. I say, I got Sty right here to prove it. Right is left, left is right. And I don't remember who that was that said, I get these styes in my eyes all the freaking time. But somebody said, John, they even told me to pee on it, and I did. They said, if you get a sty, if you pee on it, when I was a little kid, if you stepped on a jellyfish, stings like a bitch. I was in the water in the ocean with my father all the time. And I got stung by a few jellyfishes, and they hurt. They really do. And somebody said, if you piss on a jellyfish sting, it'll go away. I pissed on mine, and it hurt so bad, I was peeing right on my foot. I did. But somebody said, if you pee on a paper towel and put it on your eye, maybe it was for a joke, so I'd look like an idiot putting a piss rag on my face, but I did. I've done a lot of things. And to see if it would help. But now I pretty much just get a lance and stick it and squeeze it like a pimple and all that nasty stuff that you probably don't want to hear. Juan handle, and let me tell you about these people and the handling. If you don't know, I was kidnapped. I was put from family to family to family of these people. It's secret societies within the cabal. Now, why do they do that? Why do they do that? Why is it still going on to this day? Probably. I can't say for sure, because if I knew, I would be trying to rescue these children. But why? Because they build up armies of children. And another thing Mel said the other day, all this negativity that came out when I was interviewed by Mel Carmine on his show. He's another one of those. Listen to people's words, people, very closely, because they expose themselves for being the cabal. Is Mel a member of the cabal, people? I don't know. He sure acts like one. But could I personally say Mel's a member of the cabal? No. And Mel said, I was a dumbass. That's what he said. Well, if he is being controlled by the cabal, he's doing a wonderful fucking job of it. He really is. He said, here's David Quigley. Well, first of all, I like to be called John because that's the name that was given to me. The name David Quigley is a fake for our own secret service. It's a forgery. The Secret Service knows the best forgers in the world. They really do. Why? Because they're in charge of it. Now I forgot where I was going, but it really doesn't matter. Oh. He said he's just another one of those MK Ultra. The only thing is he didn't use the word nut job. You didn't hear that, but he said it in the same way where he should have just said it straight out. This is David Quigley. He's just another one of those MK Ultra nut fucking jobs. But he left the nut job out. But that's what he meant. So he's doing this to help me. But the whole time in his wording, he's trying to discredit me. So is he being paid off? Or is he just fucking stupid? Well, you know, if it's a hate crime to hate someone for being stupid, I'm guilty. I really am. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., the real one, the only one, must be some stupid mother. Yep. And with that, I say I would not be here if I was that fucking stupid. God, my eye hurts every time I do that now. So here's the thing, Mel. MK Ultra is a tool that you obviously don't know about because maybe you are under MK Ultra yourself and you're just a fucking nut job. MK Ultra is a tool created by our CIA. MK Ultra, they learned how to control a human being. Believe it? Kind of hard to believe. Not. We're talking our CIA. We're talking weapons of warfare. MK Ultra is one of the most powerful weapons of warfare developed by our CIA that you can even imagine, because they can take any one of you. I'm an expert on MK Ultra, trust me, because I have been a victim over and over 100 times. They would put me under MK Ultra, and what would we do? We'd go out and we'd kill somebody. Yeah. And you know what the power of MK Ultra is? When they take you back home, put you back in your bed, you wake up the next day, and you never even knew you were gone a fucking week. Because the side of the brain you're using when you're awake isn't the same side you're using when you're under MK Ultra. It's that simple. Our brain is huge, but we only use a little tiny percent of our brain. So MK Ultra is to get you on the side of the brain you never use. You never go there. Most of us don't anyway. So we can be programmed. If you've ever seen hypnosis, it's just like hypnosis, but a lot stronger. It was developed by our CIA and called MK Ultra. You can get a human being to do anything under MK Ultra and never remember. So it's a weapon of war. You can get spies. You can put them under MK Ultra. These people are called sticks. What do you do with a stick? You throw it on the fire. So they can, our CIA can get these members, put them under MK Ultra. They can send them to Afghanistan. They can send them here. They can send them to Russia, China, and they don't even know they're a freaking spy. It's a weapon of war. And then next time you program them, you can extract all the information they learned, and they never know they told you. There's so much you can do with MK Ultra. It is the total control of a human being without their knowledge. Hello? It's a wonderful weapon of war. The only thing is, the United States has that weapon and knows how to use it. They have crews that use it. They get these children and they program them. That's what the child trafficking is all about. So these secret societies that run our government can program children. It's like MK Ultra and raise them as their own, but they're a stick. they can use them because it's blood in, blood out in the mafia, in the syndicate. When my family, the Kennedy family, no Kennedy curse, when it was taken over, it was by the blood families, blood in, blood out. If you have ever heard the phrase blood in, blood out, what does that mean? Or have you ever thought about blood in, blood out? Basically, it's the 13 family members' bloodlines. Blood in, their blood in. The Kennedy family, blood out. No Kennedy curse. They were unaliving my loved ones, putting their blood in place. I know sometimes some of these people can't understand what the hell I'm saying. And we are at the 31 mark. Somebody asked me that, and it's probably true. If I stay on for 30 minutes, for some it's too much. If I go over 30 minutes, just because some people don't want to sit here and look at my dumbass rambling. And yeah, but anyway, I'm going over 30 minutes today. I might not get as many views, but I'm not getting the views I should in the first place for me being a real John Kennedy Jr., trying to expose all these people with their bullshit that are paid to spout their bullshit. So anyway, what's the Q movement? The Q movement is a big fucking stall by the cabal. That's it. And that's my opinion. Why? Because the Q movement came out when I started sharing my story. I was sitting there on Facebook and CIA sitting there. We got to figure out what David Quigley is doing, the real John Kennedy Jr. So the Q movement came out. The Q movement is my life story. Sit back. Don't do a fucking thing. Because there's some people out there that are actually doing the work for you. No, nobody's doing no work for you. They're not. It's a stall. We only live so long. We only have one life. Criminals will get away with their crimes the longer time goes on. I had never heard of white hats and black hats before I was interviewed with Mel, Redneck Radio, which was another backstabber that said he wanted to help me. We did an interview, and then he started telling everybody in the world I was just a fake. I was just a fraud. My book hadn't even come out, Stolen Identity, Unveiling the Real John Kennedy Jr. by John Kennedy Jr. It's on Amazon. That's how the cabal suppresses the biggest story of the century. And if you don't think my story is the biggest story of the century, you got another thing wrong. No. So then Mel, after he said he did a wonderful job, discredited me because I shake. Yeah, this 64-year-old man that's been through hell and back over and over and over again, that has a price on his freaking head. I don't think if Mel was me, he would have the balls to even step outside. He'd probably lock himself in the fucking closet saying they're gonna fucking kill me now. But anyway, I must not be the real John Kennedy Jr. I must not be, because I shake. I don't look in the camera. And he's spouting the fake 107 bullshit. He's spouting that John's still alive. He's spouting all this shit, and it's all made up. I know it's all made up because I'm the real John Kennedy Jr. I followed the story of my brother George Onassis over and over again. But then the big kicker, I was on his show, and I'm saying, look, I have taken 6 or 7 fucking DNA tests trying to prove who I am. I've taken those little ones, screwmedna.com. But then we spent thousands of dollars purchasing DNA from my father. And we've spent, to hire our lab that won't even give me the common courtesy of a fucking email, a phone call, nothing. When you pay somebody thousands of dollars to do a job for you, to research your DNA, and they don't get back to you with the common courtesy of your email, and you've called them a dozen times saying, look, I'm John Kennedy Jr., I paid you to test my DNA. You could at least give me the fucking common courtesy of a fucking email, a phone call, write me a letter in the motherfucking mail and send it to the address you have listed, but nothing. I just recently took another DNA test. Hey, Robin, I didn't tell you this, but sister messaged me last night and said the DNA test that I gave her came up that we're siblings.
She looks just like you.
Yeah. We're not going to mention no names yet.
Yeah. I think I know who she is.
Yeah. So anyway, somebody said, yeah, I've been under MK Ultra. I don't even know who the fuck I am. I remember this. I remember that. She came to me. We did a DNA test because I have no fucking problem sharing my DNA with anyone. No one at all. Because I am who I am. And anybody that says I'm not who I am is a fake ass fuck. God, my eye hurts when I do that. And I keep rubbing my, because I'm looking at myself in the computer, and my sty's right here. Actually, it's right here, but everything's fucking backwards. Why is that backwards shit going on? Oh. So anyway, yeah, that's really good news, because if I have a sister out there, that's wonderful. But I already told her when I met her, just like when the Hells Angels were protecting me, they were my new family. And my family was unalived, and I was basically part of my life. I was raised by the Hells Angels, taught by the Hells Angels. I respect the Hells Angels. I still wear their ring like I am married to the Hells Angels. Some of the Hells Angels lost their lives protecting me. Our government, with the Clintons' help, said that these biker groups were just criminals. Okay, these criminals protected the son of an assassinated president and kept him alive. Some of them died for me, protecting me in this secret battle that we had going on. So our government's now going to say they're all criminals. Yeah, you never know the spin, because they're in big groups like that. There's some bad apples. There really is. Sometimes you got to take care of those bad apples. But they are a lot of good Americans. Now, the Hells Angels are all worldwide, but there's a lot of good people in that group that fought for you, America. And there's a lot of veterans out there that fought for America, and they aren't getting the respect that they need. They're not. They're really not. Because the criminal organization running things. And here's another thing. I hear a lot. We shouldn't be paying taxes. I don't believe we should be making the rich richer and the poor poorer. I've seen it. I lived poor, extremely poor, my whole entire life. If I wanted to eat, I would grab a shovel and go dig somebody a ditch and get paid $5 an hour for doing that. So I know. But here's another thing, people. You ever heard of the China Wall? Yeah. Everybody's heard of the Chinese Wall, the Great Wall of China. Well, that was done because these other countries, we all don't get along. We all don't see eye to eye. You got countries like North Korea and Iran and all these other countries say, we want to fucking kill all you motherfuckers just for being an American. Not for really agreeing what these people at the top like Donald Trump believe, but just for being American. We want to fucking nuke your ass. We want to kill you. Yeah. So when we pay our taxes, that helps these veterans get a paycheck. We can't deny them of a paycheck for protecting us. So I really believe in a strong military to protect us. So we can go shopping at the Cabal Walmart. Yeah. And have the freedom to go to Walmart without getting a fucking ticket, to pay an outrageous fine and get in the system, not having the money to pay the fine. Next thing you know, you got a warrant for your arrest. Then they got you by the balls. They're fining you even more and more and more because that's the way our systems put in place. These government agencies got this big bulletproof glass. They all have guards when you walk in. They're all armed guards. You got any weapons? Well, that's not my America. My America is an open door policy. They have that. Our federal government has all that bulletproof vest because they have fucked us so many times. We are fed up and pissed off at them. You ask anybody. You ask anybody. Yeah, we know the government's corrupt. We know it. Yeah? Well, then why do you think there's a savior this time? Why are you going to wave your flag for a man named Donald Trump or any of them, whether it's Biden, Clinton, even Ronald fucking Reagan, any of them? It's still the cabal. It really, really is. And you're helping. And when I say you're, I don't mean all of you. Sorry, I had a turd in my pocket. I didn't mean to do that. So a lot of people are supporting and waving their flag for Donald Trump, thinking he's going to save them now. And a lot of that is because these people have billions and billions of dollars. They have the power at the top to make you think these people are going to help you so they can keep you in bondage and chains and keep sucking every drop you got out of you to keep them in power. I don't sugarcoat shit, people. I really, really, really don't. So I woke up this morning, Bubba. Oh, I got to tell my Bubba story. Me and Robin went out partying all night long. We left. We went. We were going out for dinner at 8 o'clock at night, and we ended up just freaking wandering around, partying, having fun, drinking 7-Up, drinking coffee. I even slapped her on the ass a couple times. Just having a good time. But we didn't come home till the sun came up. And when we walked in the door, oh my God, you know that pretty little Bubba dog I got from the pound? God, you gotta love him. But he tore this. He missed me so bad. He tore my front door in half. He really, really did. I told Robin when I seen it, I said, don't get mad at Bubba. I told him I wanted to see what was inside that door, and he was just helping me out. But on the inside, once you get past the wood, on the inside of the door, it's styrofoam. God, I hope he didn't eat a lot of it. He had a bloody mouth from chewing on stuff. And the house was a mess. He went crazy. He really, really did. Robin said, yeah, we should have put him in a cage. I said, no cages for my Bubba. I've been there. I know what it's like to be in a cage. I really, really do. I've hurt my feet trying to kick myself out of one of those metal cages. I have. Really. Cabal locked me in a cage so they could get extortion money, so they could have me do stupid things while they took pictures for extortion money. And I didn't want to be in there. I literally kicked and kicked and kicked. My feet hurt. My feet hurt. Yeah. So, yeah, he does. He missed me, but he sure showed his missing by trying to get out. The King actually sent me a dog run, and I actually had a dog run in storage. I had to go get it. So that's one thing I'm going to put up today is a doggy run, because he's a fence hopper. The other morning, I was in my car chasing him down the road. Twice I had to do that because he's got springs his legs and he just flies like a freaking gazelle. But thank you all so much for joining my live. But yeah, he destroyed the house. Robin was pissed off. He said, I told you should have put him in a cage. I was like, no cage just for Bubba. We got to figure out something else to do. And we will. He didn't get scolded at all because he would have not known why he was being scolded. He really, really wouldn't have. It was too late. The damage was already done. So he didn't get an ass whipping. If I was here and he was chewing on the door the way he did, I probably would have smacked him in the ass and said, hey, no, you don't do that shit. But I wasn't. So he got away with his crime. But he's a beautiful dog. But anyway, I woke up. Bubba was out here sleeping on the floor. He seen I was up, so he got up. And I was thinking, you ever seen those doggy sweaters? And I was thinking, Bubba would be a perfect billboard. He would. He's such a good-looking guy, dog, whatever.
You don't eat dog food.
You don't eat dog food. He's actually a vegetarian. He ate some shrimp last night with me, but he likes green beans. We found out he likes green beans, loves green beans. He loves shrimp and rice. But I went out and I spent $20 on a bag of what the pound told me he was going to eat. So I bought a big bag of that, bought it home. He won't eat it. Then Robin went to PetSmart. Gotta love women. Robin walks into PetSmart, walks out with two little bags, bag of dog food, says, I just spent $100 on Bubba. I'm like, what? But it's Easter. He needed this toy and he needed that chew toy and this other chew toy. Robin's got a heart of gold. She really, really does. Where was I? Oh, so but see, Bubba's got too much fur here. It gets too hot in Bullhead City, Arizona. Bubba's got too much fur. He's an Alaskan Husky. But I was thinking, what if I had a sign for Bubba, whether it was a sweater or what? And I was thinking, no, that wouldn't be good. Bubba can't have a sweater. He's got too much fur that we need to bathe him and blow up with the blower and get him cooled down a little bit. And yeah, I would not have a husky dog like that here in Bullhead City. But he was at the pound. So I rescued him. He was already here in this town, but I would not bring a husky to Bullhead City, Arizona. It is too freaking hot. So Bubba's going to have to hang out with us in the air conditioner and try to stay cool. But the quiet journey, people. I also thought, wouldn't this be wonderful? Wouldn't this be wonderful on a billboard for everyone going into Las Vegas? You know, it's bumper to bumper on the weekend traffic going to Las Vegas. If we had a billboard with this on it, even, you know, they got the fancy billboards now. They're all digital and they move around and every other thing. The only thing is, me and Robin looked into it. It's like $5,000 a month. Some people get like an old bus, put something on it, and then park it out in the desert. But yeah. Getting this story out to the world, my story of what they're doing to cover up my story. And a wonderful lion with a heart of gold said, I'm going to start making you bumper stickers to say the quiet journey. So far, me and Robin in the last 2 days have given away probably a little over 600 bumper stickers. What I'm doing is I'm getting an envelope. We're putting 20 of these in an envelope for you to put on your car, hand out, stick on the front door of the FBI office, whatever you want to do with these stickers. It is appreciated. It really, really is, because this is the story people like Mel and Mel don't want you to know about, because they're spouting so much lies and bullshit about it, trying to discredit me. And, you know, now I know where all the hate comes from. I really do. Because all the comments that were left on Mel's channel from these people, I don't believe that David Quigley guy because he lied about something. Sometimes I might misspeak about something because I don't have a script. I'm not reading off anything. And I'm an old fucker. I share. God, my eye hurts. But anyway, my story is truthful story. You can look at the childhood photos. But what am I exposing with my story? Mary Maxwell says, I'm the Rosetta Stone. Mary Maxwell says, John, you don't even know how big your story is. Because if people start doing their research, I'm exposing the whole United States government, the people in it, for crimes against all the way up to pre-planned first-degree murder, crimes against humanity, weapons used against us, we the people. So many things I'm exposing with my story that these people don't want you to know. They don't want my story out because these people are billionaires. They are the cabal. So they spread their money to help cover the story up because they're criminals. And the longer a criminal gets away with his dirty deeds, his thieving, his backstabbing, the better for them. And they've been getting away with it. You think anybody in our Congress or Senate are going to come up forward and say, yeah, let's expose ourselves. Let's bring out John Kennedy Jr. You think Fox and ABC and CBS and NBC and all these other places that are run by the cabal are going to share my story? Because my story is Rosetta Stone. My story is exposing them all for being within the criminal activity that's going on to control we the people of the United States of America and we the people all around the world. The United States government, the people that have taken over the United States government, these billionaires, millionaires, are serpents of freaking Satan. Yeah, you heard that right. They really are. They've swore their soul to the devil. It's a death sentence for them to come forward. It is a death sentence. If any of them come forward and share what I am sharing, it's a death sentence. I am sharing with you my truthful story, even knowing I could be unalived at any fucking time for sharing it with you. But now my story's out. And they know they killed me now. Fuck. Killed me now? You think you lions would actually go crazy and start spreading the story? We need to do that without them killing me, people. We really, really do. We need to start sharing like never before to get the truth out. And this is a wonderful way to do it. TheQuietJourney.tv. Some wonderful people, out of the kindness of their heart, made a a short little movie of me. I still freaking, even with speech lessons, and I can't say documentary. Yeah. Somebody even pronounced it for me the other day. And I sat there, doc, you, and then I go, mentorary. Yeah. But anyway, it's a short little movie that explains my story to the masses. Is that important? But there's people in our cabal that, you know, yeah. I hate repeating myself, but guess what? We have been hindered. We have been blocked. We have been shadow banned. We have been taken off the internet. Why? Because we are speaking the truth and people get it. And it's going to start spreading like wildfire. I'm on here doing this because I know how bad it has gotten with these people, these photo ops. I'm going to share this one more time because you all need to know. You really do. Because there's so much bullshit put out there that people believe. People in our Secret Service, people that run our Secret Service, they wanted to build me up. They built my father up to be the president of the United States. Our government is so powerful. People don't realize how powerful the United States government is, the people that run it. The people that run the United States government can kill you and get away with it. And they have. I have shared over and over again what they did. They replaced me. My mother's sister, that side of the family. This was a photo op to build John Kennedy Jr. up, me. That is me doing the salute. That is a famous picture of me doing the salute. Somebody even mentioned to me I shouldn't be sharing about how it's all a photo op. But I'm sorry, I do not sugarcoat what I know. I do it so people wake up. Some people analyze my words all the way to me misspeaking, thinking about something else coming out of my mind. I'm sure it's happened to all of us. This was a photo op. This was one of the most well-known photos of John Kennedy Jr. in the world. And you know why they called John, the man that stole my identity, John? They called me John Kennedy. They called him John, because to organized crime and the cabal, it's a code word. You got to pay attention to code words. John meant he was a double. He was the replacement of me. John, double. John was the double. He knew it, and he was pissed off because he wanted to be me. They put him in place to be me. They put him in place to steal everything from me. They did it. That worked, but he knew it. But anyway, famous picture. Well, here's what happened with this famous picture. My father was just assassinated for the whole world to see. I was in my bedroom. They said, your father is dead. I was like, what's dead? I wasn't even 3 years old yet. I think 2 days from then, or no, it was, yeah, anyway. I just turned 3 years old. But our own Secret Service was telling me what dead was. I didn't understand it. I was too young. What's dead? I didn't know what dead was, but they told me, your father is dead. I'm like, what's dead? That means he's not coming back. You're never going to see your father again. Okay. Now I know what dead is. Daddy, he went bye-bye. So then they sat me at the end of the bed. But first thing they did, your daddy is dead. Okay, what's dead? He's not coming home. But you can give your dead daddy a present. What do you want to give your dead daddy now that you're never going to see him again? I had a toy plane. It was my favorite toy plane. I loved that thing. I was always playing with it. What better toy to leave my daddy that was so nice to me and kind to me and taught me things like drinking Coca-Cola? I wanted to leave my dad my toy plane. If I was never going to see him again, he could have my best toy. So I picked out my toy plane. But then they sat me at the edge of the bed. Robert Kennedy did this. That's right. By my recollection, I was only 3 years old, but it was Robert Kennedy because he stood behind me. He's the one that signaled me to do the salute. It was a photo op. Yeah, it happens, people. That's what goes on. Big photo ops. Even if they're misinformation, they're photo ops. Mel. So I believe it was a couple hours. I really do. I was 3 years old. Maybe it was an hour, maybe it was a half hour, maybe it was 10 minutes. But I believe it was a couple hours because I had to get it right. They taught me, no, you do this. You put your thumb in like that. You put it up to your temple like that. Over and over and over again. They had me doing the salute just like that. Over and over and over again. So I was 3 years old and I was learning how to salute. What do you think the rest of my life was like? They taught me so many things. And one thing is to pay attention to what people say, what comes out of their mouth, how to read a person. Remember, have a photographic memory and remember what people say. If somebody says something to you and then 10 years later, it clicks, you can tie people in to, say, the secret societies, members of the cabal, people that have infiltrated you. Anyway, memory is very important to store that memory of what people say. I pick it apart. I really do. And I can read it. Sometimes I'll just sit there and listen to it, let them speak it, but they have to tell you. Just like Mel on our conversation told you at the end what he was up to. Plain as fucking day. I did not believe him. I did not believe David was John Kennedy Jr., even when he called me up and said, hey, I want to help you, brother. I want to help you. I want to help share your story. But they have to tell you. So at the end of his video, I didn't believe him in the first fucking place. He can't be John Kennedy. He shakes. He won't look at the camera. God knows. He says the word fuck. Jeez, my eyes hurt when I do say that word. I've had that comments. I've had many comments, similar hate comments on my channel when I try to expose it. Similar comments tell you that the comments are coming from a group of people. So where are a lot of these haters coming from? That's right. Mel's subscribers. Can't sugarcoat shit. I just say it how it is. And when Mel said, God, you want to hear it again? I want to hear it again. Just to let you all know. I got to play it. I got to play this shit. I've gotten a lot of I'll start a refill. Okay. I'm out of one medicine. I take a handful of fucking medicine all the freaking time. Are you ready? This man called me up, said he wanted to help me. So I was on his show. He calls me David. He says, we all know John is still alive. This and that. Trying to discredit me. Trying to discredit my father. Well, you know why the CIA whacked my father was because of the money system? No. Money did not lose its value when my father was president of the United States. We had a very, very strong money system while my father was president of the United States. Silver was still silver. Our coins were still silver and gold. Hello? So right then he's trying to discredit my father. My father was killed in 1963. In 1963, a coin was still silver. 90%, 10% silver. In 1964, my father was already dead. His coin was still 90%, 10% silver. So how can you blame my father after he's dead in a box? And then, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 years later, they took that silver out of our money. 5 years later, my father was already dead and gone. How could you blame my father for that? For Christ's fucking sakes. Sorry about that. I get wound up. I got 81 viewers. I love 81. And at a very young age, I learned a lot of secrets. When people say 81, what do you do? The eighth letter of our alphabet is H. You got 8, 1. So 8 is H. What is 1? 1 is A. So 81, you have HA. What is HA? HA is the abbreviation for the Hell's Angels. So you got 81 HA. You got two abbreviations for the Hell's Angels. I was taught codes like that, how to read codes as a child. I was taught many things, how to read a lot of things as a child. They put me in a helmet. They gave me a toy gun. They taught me military when I was a child so I could share this with you. So I got this Mel guy. It really bothered me, but it doesn't bother me now because he exposed himself big time. I got this guy calling me up, be on my show, I'm going to share your story. And then he started totally disrespecting me, calling me David, totally disrespecting my father. But here's how these people work. Well, let's just play devil advocate. Let's just switch the scenario around. Let's just use this other scenario that you're not the real John Kennedy Jr., that you don't give a shit about DNA tests. Hello? He's got that big turd in his fucking pocket. Yeah. So anyway, I had to hang up on him. I had heard too much of his, let's just play another scenario where you're not really John Kennedy Jr. I just brought you to discredit you because I'm a Donald Trump supporter. I believe in the cabal. Maybe the cabal pay me a lot of money so I can have my talk show. Yeah. So anyway, I had enough of Mel's bullshit. And I hung up on him. He said, well, just a scenario. I'm Mel. Carmaine and my show could discredit you, and there's nothing you can do. I'll put out that you're a big fucking lie, a fake, and it's going to stick. Unless you got a lot of money to stop me, it's going to stick. So I said, I can't handle your ass no more. Your fake ass, your paid ass, your lying ass. That's right. When somebody says John Kennedy Jr. is alive, and I know it, and he says, we all know John Kennedy, he's a liar. Straight up. So he was calling me a liar, and right from the get-go of his show, when he called me up on the phone saying he wanted to help me, he didn't want to help me. He just wanted to try to make me look like a fucking idiot, and it all did was make him look like a fucking traitor, a backstabbing idiot. So I hung up with the man, and I got to play this, people. I really, really do.
You're obviously not too bright. I was giving you a comparison. I was giving you a hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Yeah, right.
Trying to tell you that anybody could write
that's our way out of being an asshole. It's just a hypothetical. I'm an asshole, but I was just giving you a hypothetical.
That's okay.
But I can't be John Kennedy Jr. because I'm that fucking stupid. You know how many times I've heard that on hate comments on my videos? They can't just scroll on, people. They got to expose themselves and their hate group. That's what they got. They got a hate group of so many fucking lies that they spread about John Kennedy Jr. coming back to run with Donald Trump, all this other bullshit. You think it all has anything a little bit to do with discrediting my story? So listen to this. I'll shut up this time. I'll shut my big mouth.
You're obviously not too bright. I was giving you a comparison. I was giving you a hypothetical. I was just trying to tell you that anybody could write anybody on the internet. That doesn't make it necessarily true.
No, I did understand that perfectly, Mel.
Okay. We got this over quickly, which is perfect. And I never this.
Now, here's a hypothetical we were talking about. My fake mother, my real mother was killed and replaced by a body double. Truth. I'm a personal eyewitness to my real mother being shot 3 times with real bullets, real blood coming out of her body. The cabal, working with our Secret Service. These evil motherfuckers that like to steal money replaced my mother. They found a girl. They said, we're going to pay you. We're going to give you a little dental work. We're going to fix your face. We're going to give you some big sunglasses. You're going to be the new Jackie fucking Kennedy Onassis now. And if you don't, we're going to kill you. So she went with the program. Well, anyway, when she died, she knew she was no blood relative to George Onassis. John, the whole world knew. But yet they had billions of dollars, people. Billions with a B. Well, John and his wife wanted that billions of dollars. So I believe, this is just what I believe right here, when she said, I think the children poisoned her. Who was the children? The children were John, Caroline, and John's new wife. That is the children. Then she dies of stomach cancer. I know all about poison with what I have learned. Poison is cancer. Cancer is poison. You got stomach cancer? You think it would be because it's all the bullshit you might have ate, your life, the toxins in your body. So anyway, she said, I think the children poisoned her. Now she's got a stomach ache. Now she's dead. And John Kennedy Jr. that you knew just acquired millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars from her death. Then you got John Kennedy. The whole world knew John on Larry King. Larry King's calling him out. Well, what if your name was David? My name, David Quayle. That's the name they gave me. What if your name was David? How does it feel to be a junior? How does it feel to be a junior? He was pointing out to the cabal that he was a fake. He just the cabal big time. And who was the cabal? Larry King. Everybody in that entertainment industry. Yes, that's the cabal. So Larry King is calling him out right on his fucking show. We know you're not the real John Kennedy Jr. How do you feel if your name was David? Because poor David's probably fucking carrying a backpack around living in the fucking woods right now. The real John Kennedy Jr. is living in poverty somewhere, sleeping under a bridge, sleeping in the back of a truck somewhere, and you're not him. So then what happens? Larry King has a show specifically to support their theft. Yes. Larry King had 3 women on his show. And he's saying, well, these earrings will probably sell for $2,000. And look at the picture of this ring. This ring's a $400,000 ring. And guess what, people? Guess what? They were divvying up their theft on national TV, sharing what they had stolen from me, my loved ones' possessions, my mother, my father, the Kennedy Onassis family, right there on the Larry King show. So then, she's dead. So all these possessions that I would never sell in a million years, I would go hungry before I sold something of my mom's, like my mother's pearls. One picture of me pulling on my mother's pearls. I wanted it so bad and I couldn't get it. Sold for $150,000. Picture of me holding my mother's pearls. Sold for $150,000. Why? There's pictures of me. I was taught by Pablo Picasso as a child. I was taught by Andy Warhol as a child. Andy Warhol takes a picture of me pulling on my mother's pearls. That picture sold for $150,000 at this auction. And oh, don't say this. Don't share this at all, people. Please don't share this. They killed my family. They sold, they advertised all over that they had all these possessions after they killed my family. And they're going to sell it at Trump Tower with the help of Donald Trump. Don't say that, though. Don't say my family was unalived and they divvied up all my loved ones' possessions and sold it with the help of Donald Trump at Trump Tower with Sotheby's auction house and sold it for millions and millions of dollars. How did they get those possessions? They killed my loved ones. This is the JFK fucking files. Are you going to read that in the Donald Trump files that were released by Donald Trump? Are you going to read, hey, we killed the president of the United States for the whole world to see. Then we secretly killed off the rest of his family. We got all those billions of dollars because my mother, Jackie, and it was right around the time they were switching the fake Jackie with my real. That's our Secret Service that have the power to do that. Body doubles. Yes. So they had my mother marry another billionaire because these people are greedy. They have MK Ultra. They can plan shit. They know how to work. They're the top, the head of our security for our nation. But they're greedy. Well, you got this billionaire. You got that billionaire. Let's send a crew in there to work on them. It might take us a few years. That's okay. Look at the profits, the billions. Look at the power that's achieved by killing John's family and his loved ones. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is how this whole conversation that I'm going on started. The salute. Photo op. 100%. The most famous picture of John Kennedy Jr. doing the salute was a photo op. It was planned to be the most powerful photo of John Kennedy Jr. was that salute. It was. But it was pre-planned. So, with that said, here's where I was going. The attempt on Donald Trump's life. Was it a fake attempt? Probably not. Was it MK Ultra? I would have to say, with my experience, yes. MK Ultra was a big factor in that. Was it the real Donald Trump up there at the microphone, or was it a Hollywood actor? I would say it was a Hollywood actor. A stick. Someone pretending to be Donald Trump that they didn't care about, that if they actually died that day, if that shooter actually shot him in the head and not just the ear, would have been no big deal. Our Secret Service would have thrown him on the ground, threw his dead body in the trash. And then they would have had another Donald Trump say, I survived that. It's all good. But anyway, that was a fucking photo op. Just like my salute was a photo op. Donald Trump standing with the Secret Service around him. I will tell you this. Once again, photo op. Now think about this, people. I was trained to be on a presidential detail with our Secret Service. It's a huge job. It is a huge job to be on a presidential detail to protect the president of the United States. What do you got to be trained to do? This ain't just your policeman off the street. Now you're presidential detail. They train you. They teach you. They brainwash you. You are shit. That's what they tell you. Presidential detail. This is how they do it. You want to be on detail with the president, and they pick you. You don't pick them. They pick you. Just like they picked me. But then they train you. Your life doesn't mean a fucking thing. All you do is protect the man that is the president of the United States with your freaking life. Your life is not worth anything. The man you protect is. So they teach you, they train you to jump in front of a bullet, to cover your body, to cover the president's body with your body. That's basically it. Your life ain't worth shit. You are a nothing. The president of the United States is the everything. So you must be willing to die for the president of the United States. They taught me that. I was willing to do that. But I will not do that ever, or would not do that for a man, Donald Trump, that is not even the Donald Trump that I knew, that was my cousin. He is a stand-in. So, photo op, the biggest photo op that probably got Donald Trump to become president of the United States was when he stood up after that fake assassination attempt, held his arm high, the Secret Service standing all around, allowing him to do that. Think about it. Those people, if they were real Secret Service, would have never allowed him to stand up to do that photo op. They would have shielded his body with their own. All you would have seen was a mountain of Secret Service agents covering that man, willing to die for that man, and never allowing that man with an active shooter or maybe more to stand up to do that, people. They would have never allowed him to do a photo op unless it was a photo op, because those people would have died, lost their lives to protect that man. They would never have allowed him to show his face, to hold his fist high in the air and say, yeah! Just like George Bush, when the towers came down, he stood on the rubble and went, we're going to get even. It's all bullshit, people. And I'm trying to expose that it's all bullshit to the world. And I'm trying to explain why it's bullshit. If you go to thequietjourney.tv, my little short movie that explains my situation, please share that to the world. They keep us hindered. They keep us blocked. They keep me on here repeating myself thousands and thousands of times. They send members of the cabal like Mel, Carmine, whatever the fuck his name is. I never heard of him. I never heard of David Nino Rodriguez. Never. They were talking about me, how I was reaching forward to them. Now, maybe one of the lions, one of my supporters trying to get my story out, reached out to him. I never did. I never knew the man's name. I never knew what he was about. I never knew he had the fake 107 on his show. I never knew they supported John and Donald Trump becoming president and all this bullshit, because it is all bullshit. Yeah, 100% bullshit. There's a lot of sheep out there. There is a lot of sheep out there that believe this bullshit, that believe what they're saying. And I want to get this clear, because there's a lot of people that I hear a lot of comments about, and I personally know some things. One thing is there's so much on the internet right now about chemtrails. Oh, they're at it again. Oh, they're at it again. Well, if you know our atmosphere and you know jet engines, and Rush Limbaugh even explained this in one of his talk shows before, a jet engine makes that exhaust. That freaking jet engine is spinning around. It grabs the fucking atmosphere in its engines, and it goes around, and it puts out these things that look like clouds. That's normal. That's not a chemtrail. Sorry. It's been going on since I was a little kid, watching them go by. Plane traffic is huge right now. You got every mailman, you got FedEx, you got all these motherfuckers in their jet planes flying back and forth all day long. That's why you see their exhaust. But you're not wrong. Wayne showed me the inside of a plane. Have you ever seen those big tanks? I think they're 150-gallon storage tanks for food grade. They're plastic. Some have cleaning chemicals in them. They got a metal cage around them. Yeah. Wayne brought me in a plane, The belly of that plane was nothing but those containers all the way down this plane. And with that, they got all the hoses. This shit is usually sprayed out through the wings, or just like a firefighting aircraft, the belly of the plane. Did Wayne say this is shit that'll make you sick or this and that? No, he didn't tell me. He just said, I want you to see this shit. So he showed me the inside of the belly of a plane that had all these chemicals in it. But it's not the exhaust, people. It's not. If they're spraying shit, it's usually comes out through the wings, through little spray ports in the wings. It doesn't make those chemtrails. Those aren't chemtrails, people. The chemtrails are what you don't see. That's my opinion. I'm not saying every plane that goes by carrying a load of mail or, whatever people, passenger planes or whatever bringing past. Why the fuck are people in such a hurry that they need to hop on a fucking plane? There's a lot of chemtrail out there. I see them in the sky all the time. It's the jet stream. You got the jet stream, people. It moves up and down. To save on fuel, these planes get in that jet stream. Save a lot of fuel being in a jet stream. That's going with the flow of that traffic. So if you don't see any chemtrails in your area, it's because you're not in the jet stream. They use that jet stream back and forth. It's like riding on a bike downhill. That's what the jet stream is. Without the jet stream, it's like trying to ride your bicycle up a hill. Same dealie. But am I saying they don't spray chemicals for us? No, I've seen it. I have seen what they do. And I was very concerned when the United States of America gave China the permission, gave the communist country a position, said you can fly your planes through our airspace. And I got really concerned because right there, they can do an act of warfare on American people. Now, with that said, why would they even do that? The healthcare industry, they're getting rich off of sick people. It's all over the TV. Even when I'm just trying to watch The Lone Ranger or Zorro or something that doesn't have anything to do with it, a commercial will pop up. You need insurance, people, because you're not smart enough to save your money if something bad comes up. So get insurance. Make these insurance companies billions of dollars. Excuse me. Oh, and speaking of chemtrails, when I was in Coarse Gold, California, I loved being a volunteer fireman. I did. I put out so many fires, and it was all voluntary on my own. This one lady came to me and said, the fire department was here, and they told me to evacuate. They told me to get out because they couldn't protect me. And I said, I'll save your house for you. It's just a fucking grass fire. No big deal. I said, where's your water hose at? Her wood pile was parked right next to her house, and it was on fire. So I grabbed her water hose. I put the fucking fire out with her water hose. I went around, stomped the fucking fire out that was burning on the grass, and it had all burned up around her house. So her house was fine now, but the fireman told her, just go away, let your house burn down. And all it took was a fucking water hose to get her wood pile put out to save her house. She could have done that herself. What am I saying there? I don't know, but I used to love being a volunteer. They even had me in the paper, the Sierra Star newspaper. I was out there with a hoe, and I was making a fire line when there was a fire. So the Sierra Star News took a picture of little John Kennedy. They called him David Quigley back then, hoeing in front of this person's house to save. I used to love volunteering. Well, one day, these weeds were 3 foot tall. It was a nasty fire. And I went with my hoe and shovel right in the middle of it. It was the worst fire I'd ever seen. I had to jump the flames. I did. To stay alive, I had to jump the freaking flames. They were, you imagine having 3 foot tall weeds that are all brown, burning on fire, how tall it is. And the fire actually went around me. I'm sitting here trying to put the fire out, but the fire went around me and encircled me. So I said, fuck this. I just started hauling, running, and I jumped the flames over where the fire had already burned. And it didn't hurt me at all. But I'm laying there. This great big bomber, one of those firefighting bombers, comes real low. And I'm looking right at the fucking pilots. This plane, this bomber with the borate in it is sitting there, and they're fucking laughing at me because they knew what was coming. They fucking knew what was coming. So I looked up. I seen them laughing fucking at me. They dropped their fucking load. Let me tell you, that borate, it's a red-orange goop. So I'm laying there like this in the fucking weeds, and they borate bombed me, and I turned red, and it burns. It's got something in it that burns your skin. It really does. But I was covered in that red shit, but they were laughing at me. They thought it was funny. But when it hit me, I was up off the ground a little bit. I was getting ready for it. But when it hit me like a ton of fucking bricks. It hit me hard. Just that little red spray shit. I mean, it knocked me right to the freaking ground. They put the fire out, though. Maybe they did that to try to save my life, or what they did, because they dropped it right fucking on me. But they thought it was funny as hell. So, yeah, the Sierra Star actually had me fighting fires. I enjoyed trying to help people for free. I really did. And they put me in the Sierra Star newspaper that one day. I tried to look it up once, but yeah, I was on, I don't remember what page, if it was on the front page. It might have been on the front page of their little Sierra Star newspaper in Oakhurst, California. But, yeah, I was talking about chemtrails and their exposure, and it's not all the planes and all the chemtrails. It's the one you just don't see or notice. And, you know, if you've ever seen crop dusters, those motherfuckers are great flyers too. I have seen them. You know, I used to pick up produce in the fields when I was a truck driver. I've seen quite a few of those crop dusters. They fly right under the power lines. They go up and they fly so perfect over the crops, spraying their poison or their whatever you want to call it, fertilizer, poison, whatever they're spraying at the time. In California, they're really big with the crop dusters spraying that shit. Well, I've actually seen a huge plane, Wayne showed me, with those damn plastic things all lined up. What was our CIA experimenting with that fucking plane? I don't know. But he took me out of his way and showed me that. But when I think of the plane Wayne showed me with the chemicals on it, and it was a big plane. It wasn't no little crop duster. It was a big plane. And I saw those containers all lined up and all the hoses going to all these containers where they could fly and spray it. And they're not spraying your little farm with a jet plane. They're really not. So I don't know what it was. But I do know when you walk to the pharmacy or you walk in Walmart, they already have the NyQuil, the daytime mucus, the blah, 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 all over the place. When you walk to the pharmacy to pick up your medicine, the right side is all these medicines. Those medicines make somebody billions of dollars. They do. They put them right out in their face. They know you're going to be getting sick. And when you get sick, you see it. You pay $10.99 for a little bottle that makes you feel better. Probably not even good for you, but it makes you feel a little better. And then when you walk into the store, the whole other side is freaking M&Ms, Hershey Kisses, blah, blah, blah. So you're walking and you got all this freaking candy. They're making billions with a B on selling you candy. They are making billions with a B for selling their products to help you feel better. Are they good for you? You got all this candy. What's huge right now? Diabetics? Yeah. Then you have all these commercials for all this medicine. So eat your fucking candy, get diabetes. They're making billions of dollars selling you that sugary crap in the first place. You get diabetes from eating all that sugary crap from since you were a little kid. Daddy handing you a candy bar. Now you're old fucker like me. And you got diabetes. So now they're making billions of dollars. It's a circle. It's a circle for the cabal to make money. God. So, you know what they should have? This is real life. You walk into the store to go get your medicine. How about some produce? How about getting some good tomatoes and onions and cucumbers and peppers and all that crap? And then instead of putting all the nitro right there, how about they sell you some vitamin C? Error. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the backup URL. Am I still on here? Can somebody leave me a comment that says I'm still on here, please? Just thumbs up, John. Because I just got a big old yellow thing that says error, that more than one ingestion, and I'm not a computer guy. I don't know what. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. I don't know what's going on, but YouTube put a big error thing on my screen. And I have, I believe, the most viewers on here now, which is 90, which is wonderful. So while I have 90 viewers on here, if you go to my channel, this video has not gone up in views. I don't know if they're hiding it. The quietjourney.tv, the video that is pinned here on YouTube, please share it. This is somebody donated. And I'm going to be straight up. Somebody donated a lot of freaking money so I can have this made. They sent a professional film crew here to interview me to make this documentary, this little short movie. God, put it in my mouth. I can't say documentary for shit. Don't try to spell it out for me, people. It's just one of the things. But please go to thequietjourney.tv. I wish I had the money. I really do. I would make a billboard on the way to Las Vegas. I would put one on the interstate back east right off in 81. Whatever I had to do right before you go across the fucking George Washington. Kennedy Jr. is alive. John Kennedy Jr. was kidnapped and replaced. John Kennedy Jr.'s family was unalived and replaced. This story is huge. And what's huge is the government will not help me get this story out to the world. It is so freaking true. I get questioned. DNA. I've tried all that, people. I really have. There's so much other evidence. Me being Richard Steele, a Hollywood actor. The comparisons, the ear comparisons, my stories alone, how I know what has gone on that other people don't freaking know. My t-shirt, the ear evidence. Me as a child, John Kennedy Jr., the world dude, didn't have a big fat earlobe like this. They were connected to his jawline. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of photos of me with my hair color, my big fat earlobes. But I was kidnapped at the age of around 10. Then I lost the earlobes. They were connected to the real, to the fake John F. Kennedy. Now, see, I made a mistake because I don't have scripts. Now people say, you admitted you're not the real John fucking Kennedy Jr. You admitted it. No, I misspoke. Well, hello, Carol. Glad you can join me. I've been going on here now for 1 hour and 41 minutes, and it's all the stuff I've been talking about that I always share. I just repeat myself a lot over and over and over again, but that's okay because I'm hindered over and over and over again. That's why if you go to thequietjourney.tv, you can hear the real story. Let's get some views on that. They don't want the views on that video. There's a lot of people hoping and praying that this video gets out because that video explains why we are so fucked up. It really does. And it explains how they put the cabal in power, ruling over us. You know, I was raised by the cabal. I was raised by the best of the best in the secret societies that you don't know of. We went to church on Sunday. Every single Sunday. We went to events for the churches. I've been to many different churches. We even went to the church with Reverend Jim Jones in San Francisco. You all remember what happened to Reverend Jim Jones and one of the worst massacres on history. All those people drinking the cyanide Kool-Aid and every other thing. I went there with the Quigleys. It's the cabal. They don't tell you. When people see you in public's eye, you are just this wonderful Christian. Jesus loves you so very much. All this. And what are they doing in secret? What are they doing with children in secret? When the lights go out. That's right. That was my handlers. Yep. And I learned, and I learned, and I learned. I remember when I was little screaming, please don't hurt that child. And then Dorothy Quigley coming in and whooping my ass, saying, shut the fuck up. But yet, the next day we'll go to church and we just look like the ordinary Christian family. Yep. We need to expose all these people, but they're good at what they do. They are good at lying and deceiving you. Listen to their words. Listen to their actions. Listen to how arrogant they are. Very, very arrogant. There's no love in their hearts. There isn't. And I need to work on my love in my heart all the time. Because I do have a lot of hate. If hate was a crime, I would definitely be guilty. If revenge, because every day I want revenge. Every day. And then I was even watching a movie last night. It was Easter Sunday. And this movie said, Jesus said, just love. God will work it out. And God does work it out. I have seen people, I will shit you the fuck not. I have had people drive down my street here, roll down their window, and say, I'm going to fucking kill you. I really have. What was my response? Don't fuck with me. Please. Just leave me the fuck alone. Go away. And a week later, the coroner is pulling up at their house, putting their dead body in a van. Guess what? I don't think you should have pulled up in front of John's house and said, I'm going to fucking kill you. I really don't.
You got nothing to do with it.
And you know what? I left it in God's hands. God works crazy ways. But I'm still the fuck here. I'm here so I can share the story with the fucking world. And once again, I get ties in my eyes all the time. And somebody messaged me. It was pretty funny. They said, it's because you use that fuck word, John. You get those ties. And hey, now I know why I get them all the time. Because I'm me. But John Kennedy Jr. would not use the word fuck. You're not the real John Kennedy Jr. because you don't say fuck. I don't say shit, piss, any other thing. But yeah, that's why I get them ties, I imagine. But I'm all about love. I really, really am. But I can't handle the hate and the cabal coming after me, trying to disrespect me, trying to discredit me. I'm all about the truth, 100%, and they cannot prove me wrong. They can't prove me wrong in the court of freaking law, what I'm saying. They don't want me to share my stories with a court of law because I will set this criminal organization back a million freaking years. I will be exposing them on national TV, and they don't want that. I'm John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., kidnapped, replaced at the age of 10. My family members assassinated for the whole world to see. And then the secret societies unaliving my loved ones and covering it up to steal the funds and the money. Here's the thing. My father, John Kennedy, was worth, and Jackie was worth about $400 million in the 60s. $400 million in the 60s. What does that mean now? That money, their assets today, is worth billions of dollars. Billions with a B, because inflation sucks. And these people keep making it worse and worse and worse. Why? Because we have criminals running things now. That's why everything is worse and nothing is being done. It's not being done. Just like Mel said, Donald Trump's going to help us in the future. Let me know in the future when he does. Let me know when it happens, and I'll change my tune. But I know it's all a bunch of bullshit to keep us enslaved again. And I don't care who would be in the president's seat right now. They are placed by the cabal. That's how the system works. I know the system, and I lived the system. I know how it works, people. And it's all about them and not about us. All about them, not about us. Thank you so much. The Quiet Journey. They don't want this story out. They don't want this little short movie out where I'm explaining the truth of what really happens right here. They don't want the story out. We're putting in a little bubble. Email me, write me, send me your address so I can put some stickers in an envelope, send them to you. Purchase my books. Leave a review on Amazon. I feel like a fucking book salesman. But what else can I do? That book I wanted to write for years. I did. I couldn't. Till somebody came to me and said, I will help you write a book. And we did that. Huge achievement. They don't want you to read what's in this book. It's the truth. It's all about my life, what they did. And it's a wake up. It's not all about it. It's just to wake you up. And we need a lot of people woken up. Please leave a review on Amazon. Please. It's free advertisement for us when we ain't got no money to do advertising. Documentary. There you go. Thank you. Documentary. The Quiet Journey is a documentary of my life story in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 11 seconds long. Get your popcorn, get your pizza, get your candy, your M&Ms, get your soda pop, whatever you do, your ice cold beer, your whiskey and Coke. But get your loved ones together, sit on your couch, put the live stream on your big screen TV, The Quiet Journey, and get some truth. TheQuietJourney.tv documentary. It's a tree thing I was leaving out and getting all fucked up. But thank you for that. So yeah, if you want a real story and not the bullshit, John's coming back. John's going to be fucking president. John's going to be vice president. And one thing that made me really sick to my stomach was sharing my story exposes the cabal at the highest level. It shares identity theft and how identity theft works. I'm sharing the John Kennedy Jr. You knew the whole world put on Life fucking magazine hundreds of fucking books and photos was a fake. It was put there to bullshit you, to lie to you. Picture will tell you 1,000 words when you see people like that with Epstein, with Donald Trump, with Bobby Kennedy. A picture will tell you 1,000 words who the cabal is. A picture will tell you 1,000 words, but a video will tell you even more. Donald Trump, knowing this man, stole my identity. Because remember, me and Donald Trump were cousins. So when you see a Trump video and Donald Trump says, John Kennedy would have made a wonderful president. Why did he say that? Because he knew he was a member of the cabal. Deception at its fucking highest level of deception. Secrecy from you knowing the truth at its highest level. With that said, people, have a wonderful, great day. I love you all, you lions. Keep up the wonderful work. Remember, I can't do it without you. They don't want me to do this without you. We have to break the glass ceiling. TheQuietJourney.tv. Thank all you lions. Thank all you people that have given me blessings for as much as a bumper sticker to pass on to you lions that are willing to go and put this on the bulletin board of your supermarket, TheQuietJourney.tv. I want a headband that says that. I want to put this on a hat that says that. QuietJourney.tv. Hey, check that out. I'm so greased up it's stuck without even the sticky part. QuietJourney.tv. Let's start a trend. Let's make some bandanas that say TheQuietJourney.tv so all the bikers can ride across the country with me to put my book on my father's grave someday. And they can all have the QuietJourney.tv headbands on. Oh, that's right. We'll have to stick the stickers on our helmets because there's a lot of states you have to go through that it's mandatory you wear a helmet. I never liked being constricted. I like not wearing a helmet. Arizona here, you don't have to wear a helmet. So I love not wearing a helmet. The only thing is if you want to go anywhere here in Arizona, you got to go over to Nevada where it's mandatory. It's against the law not to wear a helmet. So that kind of blows my whole trip. If I'm going to get a pack of cigarettes in Nevada because they're cheaper at the Indian reservation, I got to put my brain bucket on my head and cross the border so I don't get pulled over and get another ticket. That last ticket cost me $261 fucking dollars. God darn, what a criminal organization we got, people. Yeah, was I speeding? I was speeding, but I don't think I was going 55 or 35. And I don't think my lesson I learned should have been $261. All that money goes to employing the freaking. Yeah, you got that right. Anyway, you people, if you have written me your address, you are getting some bumper stickers. Yeah, a lot of you lions, send me your address. But I have sent out, we've been putting 20 of these in an envelope and sending them out, which is cool because it only costs a couple stamps. I think it's about $1.50 or something to send these out. And we have put 20 of these in each envelope, and we have given away 600 of these. Let's get these on everybody's car all across the United States of America so we can wake some people up to the truth and get the truth out to the world because they don't want you to know. God bless y'all, people. Have a wonderful, wonderful day today, and peace out. God bless you. The Quiet Journey.tv.